a groomsman getting a blowjob in the chapel from one of the bridesmaids. The chapel where they would marry the people.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the 15-minute morning show. Hi, Froggy.
Hello.
Hey, Gandhi.
Hello.
Hey, Scotty B.
Hi.
Hey, Brody.
Good morning.
Hi, Scary Jones.
What's going on, Nate?
Oh, what's up, Garrett?
Hey.
And special guest, Andrew.
Andrew
Andrew his new shoes. Show everyone your new shoes.
Your new kicks.
He got the wave runners.
I'll have those. Should I get those tomorrow?
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Already in his cart.
not?
They're already in his cart.
Okay, so as you guys know, I'm officiating another wedding. I am 2 for 2. They're still together, both couples. But, you know, there was some awkward moments at that wedding, as I feel like there are with most weddings.
Yeah.
What is the most awkward moment you've encountered at a wedding that you've ever been to?
Oh, man. Oh, I have a couple.
Yeah.
So one was totally my fault, I think. They asked me to DJ the wedding. I don't know why. You should never have asked me to do that. But I said, okay. It was one of my sister's best friends. She handed me an iPod to just play. I think it was like the instrumental of Chasing Cars while she was walking down the aisle. And I don't know what I did, but it was playing that. And I must have hit shuffle or like bumped it to the next song. DMX, Party Up, as she's walking down the aisle, came on. So I panicked. I tried to go back because I thought I'll just go back. But since it was on shuffle, no, it went to another song. So I just unplugged it. And all you heard was that sound. The whole time she was walking down the aisle, I wanted to die. She said it was the greatest thing that could have happened at her wedding because they all remember it. I was like, damn it. I was hoping they'd forget. That was bad. And then the second one was, I was at a wedding and the bridesmaids encouraged the groom's sister to get up and give like an impromptu speech, which was dick of the bridesmaids to do because they knew this was not going to go well. She got up and started talking about all of the groom's friends who were at the wedding that she had hooked up with. And she was pointing at them. The dad got up and was like, sit down. It got real awkward. Hilarious. I I loved it. It was great.
Is there video of this?
I love that.
Oh, my God.
Of course there
that's
is.
fantastic.
Hello.
You know, I catered weddings, so I would always see these. They weren't my family. These have nothing to do with me, other than I was there working as a waiter.
So this is about your family.
No,
Right.
it's not. No. But I saw everything from a groomsman getting a blowjob in the chapel from one of the bridesmaids. The chapel where they would marry the people. Once you go upstairs to the main dining room, the chapel where you actually did the ceremony goes dark, and there's not supposed to be anyone in there. But I had to go downstairs to get the fruit platters, and I have to walk through that room. I go in there. And I'm walking through, I'm like, whoa, what's going on under the chuppah? And that was going on. And then at another wedding that we catered.
Chuppah.
A chuppah. And then another
God,
wedding
COVID,
that I
guys.
catered.
There's still COVID going on.
I ended up seeing two. It was a wedding factory, so there were two weddings that could go on at the same time. Well, someone at one wedding got into a fight with someone at the other wedding because they just was bad blood between them and they had known each other. So the entire weddings spilled out onto Emmons Avenue of Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn, and the two weddings got into a fist fight, fisticuffs, brawl.
Fisticuffs.
Like the guys like, go get him, let's get him, and everyone ran out of the room, and then it was like literally like the Jets and the Sharks, West Side Story style, and both rooms emptied out into the street and got into a fight. That's what went on in Brooklyn when you catered weddings at the Palm Shore Club back in the 80s and 90s.
That's how families come together in Brooklyn weddings. They end in street fights after the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, on Long Island, we just found a baggie of Coke on the floor. Didn't know whose it was. That's all.
That's it.
I think I know.
On the dance floor.
So I had an awkward moment. It doesn't quite top Scary's, but I went to a wedding of a couple that I had introduced, I don't know, about 5 or 6 years before the wedding. And they were kind enough to ask me to be in the wedding party. So after the ceremony, you know, people are finding their tables, and the bride comes up to me and she says, you know, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, and you're so well spoken and you write so well. I can't wait to hear the speech you give. The problem is I did not know about the speech I was going to give. The groom was supposed to tell me a month ago, and he hadn't. Oh. So I had to write a speech on a napkin in about 3 minutes and then go up before everybody and fake it. So I had to pretend like, I couldn't read my own handwriting. It was terrible. So Terrible.
I feel like there needs to be rules for the best man and the maid of
Yes,
honor speeches.
yes.
Like I say, keep it under 5 minutes.
Yes. I
Under
say this all the
5.
time.
Sure.
Nobody wants to
no
hear you
reason.
spew bullshit for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Right.
It's not where you're going to lose people after the first 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I even say cut it to 3 minutes.
I'm
so
in.
a tight 3 minutes is great.
Yeah.
And you don't have to write out a speech and put a script, but put bullet points so you know your next thing. And don't try and be funny or bring religious or politics into it. That's
So
really
wait,
bad.
which
No, I
should
think
we
you
do
should
then?
bring all 3 into that.
All the things.
I love how he says tight 3. I mean,
A tight 3 minutes.
Like at that point, you're not losing anybody. Like if you say you're going to get up during everybody that I'm getting up if they start talking about that. It's like saying you're going to Canada if your politician doesn't win. No one's leaving the wedding. You're going to sit there. You're going to
but
hate
it's
it. You're going to
awkward
drink, and that's the end
But
of
people
it.
are talking about you at that point. This is a big bone of contention for me with the speeches. I've seen awful best man and maid of honor speeches from catering weddings, just disastrous, that went on forever. And don't get too drunk before you do it. You can have a couple of drinks to loosen you up, but don't have 11 cocktails and then be handed a microphone.
Oh, I'm a fan of it. Do that.
And here's one tip I can give for anybody having a wedding. Okay, it might be your maid of honor that is technically supposed to give the speech or the best man. Pick the person that's a better public speaker.
Always.
Yes.
Because it's
Always.
always terrible when it's a person like, so and we went to the party and you can't understand a fucking word they're saying, and they start sobbing. They have no mic technique. They have zero presence. Everybody tunes them out.
Back here, the microphone's here like this.
I get
Or
so
it's
nervous.
the awkward girl. Brittany, I love you so much with
Yeah.
the moon, the sun, and the stars.
And don't make everything an inside joke and don't explain it.
It's terrible.
So I went to this one wedding, and the guy was like, "Hey, remember the time at the cabin? How great was that? And remember that time at the drive-through? How wasn't that crazy?"
You're talking to
You're like,
6 people, not
Right.
not the 200
right.
that are there.
I'm like, what happened at the cabin? I can't talk about the cabin now, but you guys know what I'm talking about.
Well, Andrew, weren't you a groom's bride?
Yeah, I'm grimy.
So a Grimes. So how was that? Because I've never seen that at a wedding. Not that I'm not
so
aware of it.
I basically served double duty.
Okay.
So I got to be in 2 groups of pictures.
Really?
So far, my record, I'm like I've been in 4 weddings. I've attended 6 so far this year.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
I'm keeping my record
So
strong.
how does that work? I mean, like, where do you stand?
I'm losing a lot of money, I'll tell you that much. That's
Yeah.
A. But B,
Did you sit down, or like were you on one side of the groom or the bride?
I was
or?
on the groom side just for, continuity purposes.
Got it.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I did the
Pictures were
opposite, where
different.
I was the maid of honor on the guy's side.
Yeah.
So it was me and all the dudes.
You were the best maid?
I
How
was
does it?
best woman, they
Best
called
woman,
it. Yes, the
okay.
best woman. And the best, so I grew up with these guys, and I was very much a tomboy, if you guys couldn't tell, when I was a little kid.
You are?
Yeah. And
I don't see it.
I got ready with all the guys, so I had a dress on, and when the guys came out, they were like, what the fuck is happening here? Fully expected you to be in a tuxedo. I was like, did you? Yeah, totally. Nope, wasn't allowed. I had to wear a
I
dress.
also
Hey, with the way Scary is and all his rules, and the fact that all of us are such good talkers, he needs to get married so we can all give speeches just to annoy him. Like 20-minute speeches.
I was the best man at
No.
my friend told Darren's wedding and my own brother's wedding, and I made speeches, and I followed my own rules, and it came out great. But I will say,
Of course it did.
I don't say so myself.
No,
Yeah.
I do say so myself.
Did
If
it
I
sound
do
like
say,
when you were interviewing Weird Al or no?
no.
I saw you walking down the
The
aisle.
other thing you need to do, and
TMZ
you have to
was rolling.
realize there's a dividing line. You got the groom's family, you got the groom and their guests, and the bride and their guests. So it's two groups of people that have come together that don't know the other side. You kind of have to play to both sides and say
Yeah.
nice things about. Obviously, you got to incorporate the bride into the speech.
Yeah.
If you're the best man, and you're not
Scare-
supposed to just roast the groom. You're supposed to explain the union of the marriage. Get in there and get it together
Yeah.
and tie it all up so everybody can walk away with, oh, that was a cool
Scary.
speech.
Did you have the groom side say hey and the bride side say ho? Were you working the crowd?
Ah. You guys.
Has anybody been to a Disney wedding?
Oh, I wish.
I've been to one. So the main rule at the reception, there are no shots. So we smuggled in alcohol to do shots outside, and we got caught by Goofy as he's walking into the reception.
Goofy?
because they
narked on you.
No, they don't narc. We got the finger. Like he did this.
He fingered you.
Yeah, he fingered me. I got fingered by Goofy. I got fingered
Goofy's
by
not
Goofy.
the guy I thought he was.
No, but
Gosh.
but just
More like
imagine a
getting
bunch
clawed,
of
but
drunk
yeah.
30-year-olds getting caught by a guy in a costume with the look of shame. Like he has a
I
smile on
can't
his
believe
face.
he would narc. He can't even speak.
I know. You'd think you'd be safe.
He didn't narc, but he pointed that finger at you like, no, you're not supposed to be doing that.
I kind of want to retroactively pick somebody who would have been your best man on the show and then have a best man speech for you.
Well, you know what?
That'd
I
be
picked
fun.
Scotty B. Scotty, would you do
Scotty.
a quick best man speech?
Tight 3
for me?
minutes, please, so Scary
Tight
doesn't
3
leave.
minutes.
You're not going to believe this, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. My brother asked me to do the best man speech, and I turned it down.
Really?
My brother. I am not a speech giver.
Why?
You don't like your brother.
No, that's not true. I just, I don't know. I don't like standing up in front of people like that and reading and doing a speech.
That's so funny because people automatically assume because we do this show, they're like, oh, you could get up in front of a crowd.
No.
No, I'm not really comfortable with that, you know? I mean, I think for the most part, well, Scary, you're fine with it because
I'm okay with it.
Gandhi, how are you with being
I'm okay with it.
You're okay? You
I feel
tolerate
like we've
it?
been forced for so long.
But I feel like I
Just
gotta
do it.
try to be funny and make things. No.
Yeah, because they assume oh, you're the radio guy. You're gonna have all sorts of jokes.
Oh, yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Just say something nice about Nate right now. This is your opportunity. This is redemption, Scotty.
Okay, well, you sound like Scary doing the intro to the wedding.
I would have to think about it, and I'd have to write something down.
Okay.
You know,
Well, maybe in the future we can do.
perhaps.
Can you do it by Thursday?
No.
It takes
Oh,
you longer than okay.
This one time we were deep throating bananas. You know, Nate, what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, say that in front of my parents and my
Yeah.
aunts. That would go over really well.
Elvis would probably give you a good one.
I think so.
Yeah.
I wouldn't ask him though because I feel like that's a lot to ask.
You would tell him to go to commercial in the middle of it.
That'd be good.
You're running late, Elvis. You're running late.
That'd be a fun joke.
Are we done on time?
I guess.
I
we're
found.
okay.
See, he's
I found
doing
a
it now.
picture.
We can be.
That's me and all the dudes. From
Oh,
the
you
wedding.
look so
that's
great.
great.
Oh, thanks.
I will say you kind of threw off the photos though.
I know. All the
Did
guys
you find
in
a
pink
black dress?
They told me to wear pink. I had to do it.
Okay, fine.
Very
I'm
weird.
actually officiating 2 weddings this year. And
Oh.
I'm very, very nervous about it. I don't think I'm going to be great. I don't.
You want some
You're
tips?
gonna be great.
I need a lot of tips because I'm just really
Oh, I'll help you
worried.
out.
I have
Wait,
the,
you've never married
What the
anybody?
No,
We
I thought
heard
you.
you
I thought
do
you were
an
talking about a
impromptu
speech. Oh,
intro.
no, sorry. No, you're marrying someone.
Can we hear your impromptu intro?
You're officiating what?
When you were like, I'm really great at this. Everybody, hey,
Well,
you know
everybody
what we're talking about.
rise. Focus on the main doors.
No, the piece of sound we actually
Oh,
have.
you want to play that?
Yeah.
I will say, in Scary's defense, when he has prep and names and a cue card in front of him, he's fantastic.
He is.
You pull that string, and he's like a
I'm
chatty
Ryan
Cathy dog.
Seacrest, baby.
I don't know.
Yeah,
if
see,
I
I
know
just
that.
have the fear of saying the wrong thing and then you can't take it back.
Right.
That's my fear doing a best man speech.
What would you say about Nate that you couldn't take back?
I
Say
don't
it into
know.
the
I just
microphone
mean
now.
in a room full of people, like in this crowd, great. We're just a bunch of idiots. But like in a crowd of people where I don't know, like aunts and uncles and
Yeah.
cousins and random
Right.
friends and strangers, like because I'm gonna want to try to be funny and I'm gonna say something wrong and they're gonna say, "What an asshole
But
that
not
guy
only
is."
that,
You know?
name pronunciations and affiliations.
Yeah.
If you're trying to talk like you know these people,
Right.
and then in your mind you get caught up in, did I say that right? Did I pronounce that right? Or is that really the?
But if you're officiating the wedding, you know these people, right? You're not gonna mess up the.
I'm gonna. I definitely know them, but I get really I'm sappy. I cry at weddings. I do.
Me too.
I'm just gonna admit
Did you
it.
cry over the weekend?
I did, and
Wow.
people were like, "Oh wow, you were crying the whole time." I was like, "Well, thanks for pointing it out."
Yeah.
So I don't know how I'm gonna be like, "Can
Well,
you take each other's hands?"
I will say,
Say you love each other.
officiating, you definitely need to rely on humor. Like you
Okay.
need to be funny. Like,
Okay.
and that opening is key. You've got to have a good opening because it can all go downhill from there.
What is this? So I was looking for the clip that Gandhi asks for, Scary as the wedding DJ, but it says with music and reverb.
Oh, that's
I think
what.
Garrett did
That's
that.
what we put on it to make it sound like you're an actual DJ.
Oh, do you want me to? Is this? Can we play this or no?
Yeah, we
Or is-
can.
okay, this is. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody stand up, everybody. Okay, here we are. Everybody stand up. The doors are opening up.
Oh my
And
God.
now, everybody, for the first time as husband and wife into the room, the brand new Mr. and Mrs. Lisa Froggy. Put your hands together for them right now. And then they run into the room.
I will say, I think I want my money back.
Run into the room.
Sounds like you were trying to do a weather report at the beginning.
I know Scotty's
Sounded like a horse race.
Since Scotty's not going to give the best man speech for Nate, I thought of the perfect idea if he were. I would love to get your parents and Heather's parents in the Zoom room and really make Scotty feel awkward.
No.
That would have been A+.
Not gonna happen.
Said no.
And on that note, we're out of time.
That's about all we have.
Bye,
for now.
everybody.
Bye.